Today we're going to take a look at a Sanctus Seru Promenade home on the Maj'Dul server. Now this home was just used in the Knights of the Dead Neighborhood 2024 competition. This is a contest hosted by Celestial from AB. The server overseer for Maj'Dul was Evan. And this is a home in which multiple players came together, picked out plots, decorated it, and then everybody came together at the end and did a little bit of fill-in decorating. So I have been here before. I helped with the fill-in decorating, but this is not my home, and I'm going to support the decorators that did decorate plots and give them a couple of likes. So coming through, when you first zone in, this is normally all open on the outside of the Sanctucero home. I just went ahead and put this little hallway here to get us up to the door. Some green stained glass, little insets with some candles. Made these stairs coming up. And then over here is the winners display. So we've got the rules of the competition if you want to read through this. Basically, it was just everybody stay within your own zones. The little areas were defined with some teak borders. Don't infringe upon other people's space, and no use of scare tiles or bats or anything that pops up out of nowhere, I should say. So in first place, we had Eyesdai, lot 7. Second place was Alyys, Alyss's Humble Haunted House. And then in third place, Sandx and Whoevver, who worked together on the home. So here's their little trophy display. The ceiling in this area, went ahead and made it domed, but kept with the stained glass to tie here. And then we have our entrance. So when you zone into this home, I'm going to give it a second to load because I know there's a lot in this one. You have one big room here, then you have another even bigger room there, and then you have 2 tunnels that lead to a back giant room. So there are multiple plots set throughout, and we've got one plot right here on this side, and I think this one was whose was this one? This one was Alys's. Okay, and beware all those who enter here. Alyss's Humble Haunted House by Alyys or Rokel. Maybe that's their alt's name. I don't think it was together as a team, but I love what she's done here with the entrance, adding in this spooky skull fence and all of the hanging tendrils. And then coming in, created this little walkway with the misty green going over it. Lots of fallen leaf tiles. Out here in the yard, we have some spooky characters over here on this side. This little creepy guy. And I love these trees. These are some of my favorite trees with the eyeballs on them. The scary Eidolon jungle tree. Those are so neat. And then she's tucked a whole bunch of spider webs. Back over here in this corner, got some spider egg sacs and a spider on the wall. Please forgive my voice in this video. I just had surgery yesterday, so my voice is a little scratchy still, but since I have the day off, I thought I'd do some videos. Okay, um, we have lots of pumpkins over here on this other side. I love these little dancing skeletons around the fire pit. And look at how she's embellished the fire pit here. So this is normally just, can I get a click on it? Maybe. I think it's normally just plain, but then she's added all these little burning skulls around. So it's all the little details in this one. We've got some more characters over here, and then coming out from underneath this leaf pile, we have a little skeleton tucked. Over here on this side, a little bit of a graveyard with some spooky ghosts. And then coming up to the door for some trick-or-treating. I love this so much. She's created this cute little porch. So we've got the porch over here with a couple spooky characters on either end, but left out some yummy treats on a couple of the plates and some darker treats right here. for all of our characters that do not want something too sugary. The door in the middle, I can't remember if something's behind this. No, I always like to open doors. But she's added the windows along the front. Just a really, really cute job. And the porch was created with all of these little, I think these are gravestones. Yeah. So she took all these little gravestone heads to create the front porch on this one. And then across the way, we have another wonderful plot. I love how this fence was embellished. This one was done by Sandx and Whoevver. And they added a little caption on the for plot two. I'm casting a spell on you. Let's go through the gate over here. Left some candies out front that we can pick up from. Let's go ahead and take a candy. Little treat. And then coming in, how pretty is this with all of the falling leaves? Over here on this side, we have a crypt. Couple ghosts trying to escape. I'm going to peek behind the crypt door. No. And look at how creepy this is. Hung up all of these little stuffed plushies. Now, this is one of those items that you can get from the Knights of the Dead merchant, the empty gallows. So the empty gallows are not empty anymore. Got some mummies hanging and zombie things. And then over here on this side, I believe these actors have a lot of dialogue. They do. So begin the incantation, Vanul. And Vanul says, from ash and bone to flesh and blood. And Sai Rai says, accept our offering of this shrew. Oh goodness. And they've got in the carriage, we've got a mummy in there. I think they're making them rise up. And then you can peek inside here. It's like the front of the building. Looks like these are all of our other friends who are currently being detained. I don't know if they're going to become part of the ritual or not. I would suspect they probably are. Look at this creepy character. And then we have maybe a trick-or-treater waiting outside the door. I don't know if I'd open my door for that trick-or-treater, but we will just step back and leave her here. But I love this. This is very nicely done as well. And coming back, now we're going to go through the little adjoining hallway, and there were 4 plots in this room. So I'm going to start with the ones that I know were competitor decorated spaces over here on the left. And I believe Nascene did one of these, maybe this one, and then her significant other might have done the other one. I'm not too sure. I'm sorry. Might have that mixed up a little bit. But in the first one, we have this spooky like grave and spider, broken furniture, all sorts of little creepy things tucked away in here. Got broken vases and bats swarming. It looks like maybe a werewolf came through here and had some sort of transformation, smashing things. Didn't get a chance to customize her sign yet, but I love how natural it looks, the way things just kind of are thrown down and broken through. I always struggle with not keeping things in perfectly straight, perfectly straight lines. Ugh, we're gonna back out past that spider at the beginning. I love how she used this fence piece around because when you're in here, it really makes it feel closed in. It's a whole different space. The broken mandolin back here as well. All right, we will leave out of this one before whatever it is that did the damage comes back. Okay, so across the way, this one was a plot that was not taken for the competition, so I filled in the decorations for this one afterwards and just named it Trick or Treat Lane. And I'd take the treat if I were you. So when you come in, These big trees are covering the natural pillars in the zone. If you look over here, there's normally 3 big pillars on each side. So I tried to kind of cover those up a little bit, and added a little stone wall around. But coming down the lane, we have Johnny saying trick or treat, and Mesmeralda says leaving the choice up to me. Ha ha ha. And she's sitting here with her treats to hand out. We've got a little candy corn guy decoration over here, and a little fire pit, some spooky fog in the back, and jack-o'-lanterns. Went ahead and just did all of the mossy briarwood around to kind of give it that night effect. And then a little bit of a general space here. We've got some more candy plopped in. I already took a treat, so I can't take another one. We added in a little carriage here, getting pulled, pulling some trick-or-treaters along. And we have Clarissa who says, turn up ahead. Hold on, kids. We got our little trick-or-treaters with their bags of goodies sitting in the back. All right, this one was a plot 5. And when you come in this one, I love how you just open up the gate and walk on in. Have lots of cute little pumpkins set up and the pretty fall foliage around the outside. And then check out this cool little skull hut. Like how she's done this. Lots of room to come up here, get your candy. Hopefully it's candy. Hopefully they're not giving out bones. And then walk on out. And I love the stone wall all the way around. How they replaced that. Originally, it was set up with just the teak divider dividing the space. So that was replaced with the stone. I think it turned out great. All right, and then over here on this side, I went ahead and plugged in a little graveyard. So we've got different plots all set up, a little ghoul in the back. I went ahead and made this into like a mini mausoleum. This was just the arch, which is normally open on the side. So I just tucked a couple walls and added a light to make it glow. And a couple more graves over here, some wiggly guys in the ground. And then our cemetery sign says room for one more. If you would like to join, go ahead. I would suggest not, but there is room. When you come to the end of this house now, make sure that you always take a look for the back. I put a little sign here. We could go left Spider Lane or right to Bat Boulevard, but little fountain built in. And there is another room to the back. If you go this way, it's foggy with spiders. Or if you go the other way, it's foggy with bats. So we'll finish off down Bat Boulevard, and then we're going to come out to another general area. Now these over here and these right here in the middle were not part of available lots. This was carved out. Sandx and I carved this part out with some tiles after the competition was over. But we have a little trick-or-treater here. Fesnick says trick or treat. And our little person handing out some goodies here in our first little home. And then there's a little spooky grave area here. Rats digging in a mound. This guy, we'll keep him behind a lock fence. We don't want him getting out. And then a creepy little home here with some more goodies or not so goodies with creepy crawlies here on the stoop. And then our little row of townhomes. So I just tried to fit in as many little trick-or-treating things as we could. So they're all very similar, but a little bit different. So each house is just made the same, but out of different materials. Some of them have a little note on the door, please take one for candy that was left out. Some of them might have people in there for trick-or-treating. Here's a little trick-or-treater frog who's about to hop up to this store, and he's got his little bag of goodies. But then you come over here and you've got Mr. Curmudgeon says, "You kids get off my lawn. There's no treats here." So he's yelling at us from the window. All right, now coming to the back. Oh, yep, that's right. We have more candies out. Can I take one? Oh, nope, I can't. We've got plot 7 and plot 8. So I'll start over here because I know the other one has got a lot of goodies in it. Plot 8, this was just a fill-in plot, and Sandx did a great job here. If I can open the gate, that would help. And coming inside, we have another creepy outdoor theme with a little casket over here, like how she used all of the glowing mounds. It's the blessed grape soil that has these little effects coming up from it. And then we've got a tomb area back here. You can come up inside. She set it up with this sarcophagus in the back, and we've got some candles on the tombs. It's very nicely done. And then the plot next door, if I can get out, I love this so much. Plot 7, Story Spook Lane. And this one was done by Eyesdai / Twyla. When you come in, you've got Mr. Pumpkinhead right at the beginning. And he's yelling at this zombie, saying, "How many times must I tell you, we don't go into the dark forest and you don't come into town?" So, this town has been invaded by creatures of the dark forest. So, over here, we have a first little facade of a building. And poor Mr. Humpty Dumpty, he must have been sitting on the wall and he took a great fall. But isn't this hilarious? She's got she's got him laid out and added in like these little um the little jugs, and here's his shell that's all broken now. I just think that's so smart. And then we've got this guy here dancing. He looks like a little Puss in Boots. And then we've got these guys taking a bath, rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub, maybe? I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But they're in the tub. And I love the front of all of our little buildings here. I think they're so cute. We've got some bobbing for apples here in the middle and some squirmy treats. I almost missed this one. Isn't this cool? We've got our Wizard of Oz, right? So we've got the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, our Cowardly Lion. This one must be Dorothy. Yes, Dorothy. Toto. Here's one of the monkeys. And this must be, is this our wizard? Or are you pretending to be the witch? I think this is our wizard. And here's the witch's broomstick. And look at his oil can. The Tin Man with his oil can. He had his axe was swinging and rusted solid throughout. Thankfully, Dorothy came along and oiled him. All right. And then we have the is this like the Princess and the Frog? He's definitely a frog. Definitely the frog. Waiting for a princess to give him a kiss. I'll pass on that one. We got another little toad down here. And then this guy. This must be Jack. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack is trying to jump over the candlestick. And look at how cute this one is. So we have Little Red Riding Hood and the big bad wolf who has eaten Grandma and now sitting in Grandma's bed holding his little dolly, trying to get Red Riding Hood to come a little closer. Super creepy. All right. Here we have little Miss Muffet, who was sitting on her tuffet. Now she is trying to fight off the spiders that came down beside her. Ugh, Miss Muffet needs a new pumpkin too. Lots of little spooky treats in the chest. And then, oh gosh, look at this one. This one, we have our 3 blind mice. And here's the chef chasing them off with the knife. But lots of little treats here. And then let's see, we've got 3 witches around the cauldron. They don't have names, I don't think. Maybe like the Sanderson sisters, 3 witches, unless there's another story I cannot think of right now. But I love how they're all decked out, different outfits. This one's doing the whole potion concoction. And look at how she's combined these items because this is a boiling pot, which is pretty plain, stuck down in there. And then she's taken, is this like the glowing pot? Yeah, so she's taken one of these and put it in there. And then I think this is something else with the blue. And then the piece of ham that's on the fire too. So lots of little items combined. We've got a wolf looking out the top window at us. And then the little cauldron here calling, looking for the witch's book. A few lollipops. And then this must be the dark forest. Yeah, dark forest, keep out and live another day. So let's take a peek in here. We'll brave it. We've got a dark rider. He's got a head on him, so I'm not going to say the headless horseman, but he's like a rider, one of the riders of the apocalypse, maybe? I'm not quite sure, but he is very, very creepy. I like how she's actually put the sign at the end of one of these pumpkin spikes and then added on an extra skull with a knife in it. Very creative. Some more candy back here. Oh, I can take another piece. I think I will. And we've got some spooks up in the trees. Love how it's got all the little dead trees back here and spooky gravestones tucked in. And then look at the witch. Let's see, can I get a good angle? I can't. So we've got a spook up in the tree, but then she's got this witch floating in front of a moon. And I think that's probably the back of a plate. It looks pretty big though. Oh no, it's a round tile. I think that's a round tile. Is that the opaline? Maybe it's opaline. Yeah, that works perfect for a moon. And some more creepy inhabitants of the dark forest to the back. All right. Well, if you are on the Maj'Dul server or you're stopping by, definitely come in, check this one out. Again, it's listed on the housing and leaderboards under NOTD Neighborhood 2024. Right. Thanks for watching. Bye.